Hello, Wool Artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. Now, I'm still working on the lighting. I'm having trouble. It's almost like it's almost like all of the junk was absorbing some of the light, and now that I've taken some of it out, everything is brighter, and there's just like this glare that I cannot get rid of. So I got to still work on that. My apologies. I'm trying to block it behind me so it's not too bad. All right, so Thankful Thursday. I am thankful for purging. That is what I am thankful for. Um, as you guys know, I've got a sew-along coming up. It starts January 27th. It's for the upscale plaid quilt. I'm very, very, very excited about it. I've got all my pieces cut out, and I've even made some blocks. But in order to do that sew-along, I needed to clean my area. I had no place to iron. I had no place to cut. Anytime I wanted to do any kind of cutting or pressing, like I would have to clear the cutting space and move it over to my pressing space to do cutting, and then I would have to move it back in order to press. So I needed to just get rid of some things and move some stuff around, put some things where they belong, and that type of thing, which I did, and it was great. I think I cleaned out like 2 bags of trash or something like that. Just got rid of some stuff, and that was great. My space has been clean. I've been trying to maintain it by putting things away and not pulling out too much stuff. I think I get in trouble because once everything is clean, I'll pull everything out. Oh, let me pull out this project. Oh, let me pull out this. Oh, let me pull out this. Oh, let me pull out that. And then it kind of repeats itself. So I've been working hard not to do that and to work on one thing at a time. And when I'm done working on that thing, completely clean that and put that away before I pull out another thing. So I've been working really hard at that. But it kind of, because it's kind of overwhelming, right? When your immediate working space is completely junked up, it makes it overwhelming to where you can't do anything. Like for me, the hardest part of cleaning a junky area is starting. So once I got that start, then I'm looking at other small things because I would like to organize this space. I know that I have too much. I have too much fabric that you see, and I also have too much of other stuff that you can't see. And I need to go through some of that stuff. And so I think over the past week, I just like pick a basket that I've got all these baskets in here with random stuff in it. Some of them is stuff I threw in there when I moved down here in, was it March of 2022? So going on 2 years ago, things that I threw in a basket that I haven't looked at or touched. And so I've gone through some of those things to see, okay, what things have a home, what things need to be thrown away because it's sat for 2 years. I haven't even missed it. So can I throw this away since it's sat? I did that. I've been working on like just not like killing myself, but just let's take this basket. Let's go through it and see what's in here. Do we need this? Yes or no? Can we throw this away? Does this have a home? Can it go somewhere else? Or can we consolidate this and make hard decisions later? For the stuff that, so I just did easy decision stuff. Anything that I'm not really sure about, I just left it in a bin and I was able to kind of consolidate. So I had this, even today, I had one long bin. It's probably about 2 feet long, maybe, no, maybe longer than that, maybe 2.5 feet long, maybe 20 inches tall, something like that. And I had a bunch of stuff in there. And then I had 2 smaller bins that were maybe 14 by 14. Those were crammed with stuff. And then I had another small bin that was, a bit smaller, all crammed with stuff. And so I went through all of that and I was able to get it down into the one large bin. And so now instead of all of those bins, I now just have the one large bin and everything else is empty. And I'm really thankful for that because it's really helping. And so I just kind of want to do this one day at a time, one bin at a time, and just kind of go through things. And then once I've made all the easy decisions, I want to go back through them and do the hard stuff, make the hard decisions. Like, because sometimes things have value. Like, they might have been expensive, but if it's been sitting and sitting and sitting for 3 or 4 years, then you've got to make that hard decision on whether you need to keep it or not keep it. And some things you can't necessarily sell or may not be able to sell easily because it's so old. And people can just go out and get a new one. And it's like, what can you reasonably get for something used that you've had for 4 or 5 years? Like, what can you reasonably get for it? Like, I've got something that I paid decent money for. I think I paid a couple $100s for it, but it was 7 years ago. So, I mean, what am I going to get for it? $30? So I've got to make that hard decision. Is it worth listing on the marketplace and holding it for another 6 months to see if somebody pays me $30 for it, or if I need to just get rid of it, right? And those aren't decisions I felt like making. Those are the hard decisions. So that stuff is waiting. But I've consolidated quite a bit, and I feel really good about it. I still have a long ways to go, but I do want to go through everything. So I've been working on that. And that's really what I've been working on. I did forget to show you guys. I did one small project. I did this little tote bag. I don't know. I don't remember if I showed it to you guys last Thursday or not, but I made this little tote bag that came in the Open Gate Quilt subscription box. Just a little quick project. It was super fast. I didn't have anything to put in the tote, and I didn't want to look for stuff to put in the tote. The last thing I need is more storage bins. So I just took all my little Best Press bottles that I had laying around. Well, they weren't really laying around. They were just kind of sitting up there. And so instead of them just sitting up there by themselves, I just stuffed them all in this bag, and then they're just kind of all contained in there. I did finish my blanket. I showed you guys that yesterday. I still haven't decided if I'm going to put a border on it. I think most of you said no border. You said it looked really modern and the edges were really straight because of the stitch choice that I chose, but I still haven't made that decision yet. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start putting one on there and seeing if I like how it looks. And then if I don't, I'll just frog it all out, and then the decision will be made, because then I'll know, because I might have to actually see it on there to see if I like it or not. But it does look very modern without the border, and so I don't know how that quilt is going to look. Not quilt, but how that blanket is going to look. It's so weird because as a quilter, when somebody calls your quilt a blanket, it's infuriating. It's not a blanket, it's a quilt. Like, we don't like that as quilters. We don't like that when you call it a blanket. But generally, we call Afghans blankets. So it's handmade still, but it's called a blanket, even, and not an Afghan. I guess because Afghan is such an old word. I don't know. I don't know why it's okay to call something you knit or crochet a blanket, but something you quilt is not a blanket. I never understood that logic, but that's just me. Okay, so I did finish that. I have been working on my cardi, but it's not down here. It's not down here. I have done 42 rows in my cardigan, so I am ahead of schedule. I'm on track. Yesterday made 2 weeks since I started it. My goal was to do 2 rows a day for the first 50 rows, because the first 50 rows are a half double crochet all the way across, back and forth. That's it. Single stitch repeat. So my goal, and I have 160 in each row. So my goal was to do 2 rows a day, or to average 2 rows a day. So over the course of 50 days, 50 rows, that'd be 25 days. So I am ahead of schedule. So I feel good about that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Live sew coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's in like 2 hours. So in 2 hours, I'll be doing a live sew with Katie over at the Greenland Quilter. It'll be cool if you guys join us for that. I will be working on at least I think I will be working on my Sew Sampler block of the month blocks. That is what I'm planning to do. I spent 2 hours and change yesterday cutting everything out. I think I already had block 5 cut out. I've cut out block 6, 7, 8, and 9. So everything is ready to go. So I think that is what I'm going to work on. But I could always change my mind. I could end up working on a UFO. Well, this is a UFO. Well, I don't consider it a UFO. I consider it a whip. It's a work in progress because it is a block of the month. I've just gotten behind on it. I guess to me that's the difference between a whip and a UFO. A whip is something that I'm actively working on, like right now. It's in my immediate sphere, right? I'm touching it. Like it's going to be touched. I have plans. So even if I'm not sewing on it right now, it's close. It's close. UFOs are not close. They're out there because I have no intention of touching them in the next 90 days, right? So anything that might realistically get worked on, I would say in 2024. So anything that is on my list to work on for 2024, I would consider a work in progress. Anything that is not on the list, that is like not, I'm not even thinking about it, those are UFOs. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my progress. I'm feeling good about the live sew today. I'm hoping that it is productive. I was productive the last sew that we had. We did a lot of chatting, but I still got a lot of sewing done. So I'm hoping the same for today. I'm excited about it. So I'm hoping you guys can join in the live or just watch the replay if time permits, or just pop it on in the background while you're sewing. That's what I do a lot of times. I pop on a YouTube video in the background while I'm sewing, and that's kind of about it. So that is it for me. I will put the link to Katie's channel in the description, and I will see you guys next video.